100-point gain, 11,000 plus on the Nifty is where things stand, and it's looking super strong. Financials are up 2%. The Bank Nifty is what I'm referring to, and that's the top performing index, although there is enough and more participation from other corners of the market as well. I'm Prashant, with me my colleague Sonal. Hi Sonal.
Hi Prashant, good afternoon. Yes, back at 11,000 as far as Nifty is concerned, and a couple of stocks that I was looking at which have surged in the last couple of minutes. We have Adani Ports, which has surged in this particular hour. We have Bajaj Finance, which also aided to some of the rally that we saw. UPL, that stock is up around 4% after Macquarie has initiated on that stock with an outperform rating. Says the agrochemical space is the next sector that everyone should be watching out for. HUL, ONGC are a couple of stocks which are moving from the lower point of the day. So yes, a lot of stocks moving around. We will be talking about that and of course the big telecom story. But first up, the top headlines. Stocks gain on global and local stimulus hopes. Financials see big gains on risk on sentiment, followed by realty, while defensive pharma stocks get knocked down. Midcaps gain in line with frontliners.
The fate of telecom companies, Vodafone Idea, Bharti Airtel and their lenders hangs on the outcome of the Supreme Court stance on payment of AGR dues. The hearing is slated for 2 p.m. today.
HDFC Bank reports a healthy set of numbers given the COVID backdrop, commentary on outlook, clarification on alleged irregularities in the auto loan business, and more importantly on Aditya Puri's successor fires up the stock.
Britannia has hired and trade as Managing Director. Varun Berry sees tailwinds of support for the packaged snacks industry. He believes rural demand will continue to grow ahead of urban going forward and announces a 720 crore capex plan to meet anticipated increase in demand.
CNBC TV 18's MPC votes for a no rate cut policy but must allow restructuring of loans and keeping liquidity abundant.
Okay, Ruchit Jain of Angel Broking is with us. We'll come back to some of the headlines in a bit. By the way, look at the market. I think it's taken a quick dip. We were up 70 points. We're up 65. So 35 points gone just like that. And it's happening right now. I think the Bank Nifty is where this is coming from. The Bank Nifty was up about 2%, 2.1, 2.2%. It's fast losing. The Bank Nifty is down about 0.5, 0.6% from that level very, very quickly. So yeah, it is coming from the Bank Nifty, and the market has sold off almost 45 points from the level that we started at 130, which is so basically this is happening in the last 5 minutes of trade. 10,963. We were at 11,000. Exactly at 11:30 when we started the show. So let's actually put this up to Ruchit Jain, who's with us. Ruchit, thanks very much. This does change things because you would have had trades and levels, stops, etc. But what does one do now? I mean, we're slipping 55 now on the Nifty from being up a solid 100.
Yes, hi, very good afternoon, Prashant. Prashant, I think just because we are trading near that 11,000 round figure mark, that's why we are looking at this intraday volatility coming in from the high levels. But nonetheless, if you look at last couple of weeks, markets have seen some consolidation in that range of 10,600 to 10,850, 900. And on Friday's session, finally that 200-day moving average of 10,900 was taken out. So as of now, although this is just an intraday dip, but I don't think there is any kind of signs of any reversal in the trend which is going on. 10,900, which was the breakout level, would now act as a support on any kind of dip. And on the higher side, the way things have panned out on the options front, 11,200 is what we are expecting on the index in next few trading sessions. So I think one should use this intraday decline from the higher levels as a good buying opportunity. Till this 10,900 levels, in fact, there is nothing to worry about. And on the higher side, we are expecting 11,200 to come in next few sessions.
Right. What would you trade in terms of individual stocks? So you're saying, well, not very much to worry about broadly on the index, but in terms of stocks?
Prashant, I have a couple of buy recommendations. First is a buy call in Siemens. This stock technically has given a breakout from a triangle pattern, and after breakout, we have also seen a price up move being supported by increasing volume. So I think just from a short-term perspective, One can initiate fresh longs on Siemens over here with stop below 1135 for targets around 1250. And another recommendation would be from NBFC space, and this is just for a pullback move, LIC Housing Finance. This stock has been trading in a channel since last few months, and prices are right now trading near the support end of the channel. So we are expecting a pullback move in this stock. Keeping a stop below 262, momentum traders can take a positive bet over here for targets around 284.
Okay, Ruchit, thanks a lot for all your picks. Just two stocks that we should be watching out for is Kotak Mahindra Bank. That has come off sharply. Prashant was talking about the dip in Bank Nifty, and Kotak Mahindra Bank is one of the stocks which is declining right now. It has seen a sharp fall right now. The other one is SBI. So these are the two stocks that we should be keeping on our radar. But let's get some opinion then. Earlier today, we spoke to Arvind Sangair of Geosphere Capital Management on his sector outlook. Listen into what he had to say.
June quarter numbers, I don't think, are the last word on what it's going to be out, because it's going to be a while before we see the full effects of this crisis. And I think HDFC Bank is obviously taking some account for what they see coming. But I think it'll be interesting to see how other banks reserve for future situations. We have found some good companies. I mean, the IT companies, you saw, Infosys results were a standout. We've seen a couple of others that have come out well. Wipro was pretty impressive. So there are sectors where you're seeing strength, even in tough times, where you could make the case that there's a secular tailwind that they're going to have coming out of COVID. And so, yes, there are areas where you can find values, but saying overall the market is cheap at the multiples are trading at, I couldn't make that case.
Okay, the market is pulling back already. We're up about 70 points. 15 points or so from the lows. I mean, the low that we saw just about a couple of minutes back. But still about 30-35 points off the level where the market was at 130. I mean, this is 30-40 points. Basically, you saw in 5 minutes flat about 55 points on the Nifty getting wiped off. So this is, sharp and swift, and can cause damage, and you can get stopped out if you're trading with very tight stops, etc. But this is not new. We've been seeing these very large swings on the Nifty and the Bank Nifty for the last many sessions now. So very fast moving market. 10,972 on the Nifty is what we have. We will slip into a quick break here. As we told you as part of the headlines, the Supreme Court will hear the AGR case at 2 o'clock. It starts hearing that case at 2 o'clock. We get you the full 360-degree view of what the arguments have been so far, what's at stake, the other side, which is the financial institutions, which are also on the hook, and which will benefit or get hurt depending on which way the judgment goes. All of that on the other side.